Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's Sync Sports Bets here, and in today's video, I got 6 player props for the college football playoffs quarterfinals. I cannot wait to get through these 4 matchups here. So let's get straight into it. We got Penn State versus Boise State as the opener on Tuesday, and New Year's Eve. It's going to be a great matchup. Obviously, Penn State are heavy favorites for this, but Ashton Jeanty, John T, whatever, however you say his name, this guy's an absolute beast. I feel like he's going to be a great draft to the Cowboys if they do decide to pick him up. But man, he should have won Heisman. I totally agree with you guys over Travis Hunter, but I cannot wait to watch that. And then we got Texas, um, and they play. Looks like they play Arizona State. I'm a huge BYU fan. BYU got absolutely killed by Arizona State, so honestly, they're pretty good. I mean, they're going to be able to compete with Texas. Obviously, Texas is like a 12-point favorite, and I definitely think that's going to hit. But you never know. Arizona is a sneaky team. They got Cam Skattebo and a very, very explosive offense and a pretty good defense as well. So maybe they could hold them down and till the end of the game, but I don't see Arizona State winning that game. And then we got Notre Dame and Georgia. Georgia got a backup quarterback, Gunnar Stockton playing. Don't see a lot out of him. I mean, people seeing that he could definitely win the game. I don't know. Notre Dame looked absolutely legit versus Indiana. I mean, Indiana are frauds, especially versus Ohio State earlier in the season. But Notre Dame absolutely locked them down, and they look pretty legit. I honestly see Notre Dame upsetting Georgia in this playoff. And then the last game, which is the best game, is Ohio State and Oregon. I think this playoff format is absolutely atrocious. Ohio State might win. I mean, they are slightly favored, but Oregon's just been dominant throughout the season. They haven't lost any games. There's a reason why they haven't lost. I'm going Oregon in that matchup. But yeah, we're just going through these 6 player props for this week's college football playoffs. Cannot wait to get through them. And as I'm doing this, I just want you guys to know that I'm not just doing 6 man slip. I'm doing it so you guys can learn and take what you feel into your own slip. So you can put like a 2 leg, a 3 leg, 4 leg, 5 or 6, power, flex, whatever you guys feel is best to make money. Make sure to do that. I'm just giving you the research, giving you the advice so that you can know what you can take. So, I mean, if you really want to, you can take all 6. I might plan to do that. I don't know. Um, some I'm more confident than other, but let's just go based off of hit rate, based off of matchup here with all of these picks. So our first pick of the day is going to be Gunnar Stockton. Now, obviously, this guy doesn't really have a great line. I mean, no one really knows what he's going to do. I feel like all of his lines are really low because this is his first start he's ever had. Um, and I feel like the pass attempts is the best line to take. I mean, you could take his passing yards, but pass attempts is a lot safer. Uh, 27 pass attempts is super low for such an important game. And if you go to his last game, he only played one half. He had 16 pass attempts. So, and they won the game um, versus Texas. And I can definitely see this going way over, I would say, in the 30s of pass attempts for Gunnar Stockton. I do feel like they're going to be down towards the end of the game and that they're going to have to throw the ball a lot more in the second half. I feel like Gunnar Stockton will easily get this done. I mean, a pass attempt, all he needs to do is throw the ball. Doesn't matter if it's completion or not. It does count as a pass attempt, obviously, as you guys know. So we're going to roll with this, man. Not much to show an outlier. No need to show that. But if you guys have the logic, 27 pass attempts is super low. If we want to go to all the quarterbacks in pass attempts, he is the lowest line out of all of these quarterbacks this week that's on Prizepicks. 26.5, nothing's higher than that. So I really like this pick here. I mean, you can take any line you want for Gunnar Stockton. It's a really good bet to take. Passing yards is pretty low. I feel like he's going to hit that if they want to win the game. So you can't lean on Travis Etienne or however you say his name for the whole game. You got to lean on Gunnar Stockton. So I really like that pick there. And then our second pick of the day is going to be Singleton. Uh, Singleton under rush attempts. Now, this one's a little bit risky, like I said before. Take what you like, but this one has a really high hit rate in hitting the under. Now, he does share the ball with Allen, and they're both very dominant backs. So, this could hit over if they have such a huge lead, which could potentially happen. But they had a huge lead versus SMU. They absolutely killed them from start to finish. And he had 14 rush attempts. Didn't even hit the line. So that's why I'm pretty confident in this bet that it can hit again. It's just an under, so that's why it's like, unders are not fun to watch. I know that. But Nicholas Singleton has such a high hit rate for this pick. So let's go to Outlier to show his stats. Okay, so if you go to under 14.5, he has hit under 12 of 13 games, has a 92% hit rate. He had 16 carries versus Illinois as they won 21-7. So not really sure what's the difference between that and SMU. I mean, SMU, they absolutely blew him out 38-10. But there has been games where it hasn't even been close and they blew him out. So I really don't think this is going to hit over. I mean, chances of that is very low. It's an 8% chance according to the whole season. And rushing attempts against, they are ranked 18, so it's still a good bet to take for this pick. So we're going to ride with that. And also scrolling down here, they do run a little bit more, 56% of the time, but you got to understand that Katron Allen, yes, I would say early in the season he's had a way more carries, but towards the end of the season, Singleton has more carries. If you look at the Prizepicks line, Katron Allen's line is at 10.5 rush attempts, and Singleton's at 14.5. But Allen does have more rush attempts on the season, so you just never know. 27.5 rush share percentage for Singleton. So I don't know if that matters to you as much, but I'm just showing you that for this pick. And then our third pick of the day, we're going to go with Henderson. Now, this guy is actually such a beast for this team, Ohio State. We're going to go over 52.5 rush yards. Now, luckily, we do have a sample size for TreyVeyon Henderson already versus Oregon, as they already played this season, and he absolutely crushed his line. So let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so in Outlier, TreyVeyon Henderson has hit over this line 17 of 19 games. That's an 89% hit rate. Obviously, this is dating back to last season as well. But if you want to go to 2024, that's an 85% hit rate. He only hit under versus a very solid Michigan defense, who is ranked number 4, and as well as Nebraska, who is ranked number 9 in rushing defense yards allowed. And it looks like Oregon is ranked 33, which is not too bad, but honestly, I think he can hit it. If you look at head-to-head here, let's see here. Head-to-head, looks like he had 87 rush yards. Oh my goodness, that is absolute easy bet to take. Absolutely love it. They do run a little bit more than pass, 52% of the time. Obviously, Judkins is the starting running back, but they do, I feel like, split it. Basically, I mean, Henderson has a little bit less carries, but I mean, 157 compared to 118. I mean, it's pretty close there. So both very dominant running backs for sure for Ohio State. Honestly, they do lean a lot more on their run game than their pass, in my opinion, that I've seen more explosive plays on the run game. So I really like this pick here, knowing that he hit head-to-head and has such a good hit rate on the season. Definitely good take. So let's go to our fourth pick of the day. We're going to go with Ashton Jeanty. I don't know exactly how to say his name, but this guy is such a beast for Boise State. Obviously, Heisman should have been a winner. Already mentioned earlier in the video, but yeah, man, he has such a high hit rate. I know he's dropped some yards, which is probably a good thing. I mean, we want him as low as possible. He probably will continually drop before you guys take this pick. So don't be scared. I mean, you got to trust this guy. He's going to show on television. He's going to show NFL owners that he's going to be a high draft pick coming into the draft. So I really like this guy. I feel like 130 is definitely doable, and it's going to keep dropping, which is very, very good sign. Um, but if you guys aren't confident, yes, it's such a big line versus Penn State. I feel good about it. I mean, Jeanty is leading Boise State to the playoffs. He's the reason why they're there. So I would love to see him go off. And nonetheless, it's going to be such a fun pick to take. I mean, who wouldn't want to watch him and win money off of him? Because that is absolutely amazing. So let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so Ashton Jeanty has hit over this line 11 of 13 games. That's an 85% hit rate. He barely hit under by like 1 or 2 yards in these 2 games. I don't think he had as many carries as the other games. But look at this. He's absolutely like inflated these lines. Looks like Penn State is ranked number 7 in rushing yards allowed. Obviously, if you look at SMU last week, they didn't get a lot done on the run game and had a lot of sacks. And they were down very quickly at the start of the game. But Ashton Jeanty can start turning it up. They do run 56% of the time. And the rush attempts is absolutely insane. 344 rush attempts. So he averages like around the 20s, like 25 rush attempts a game. That's insane. If you look at the touchdowns, this is also a goblin on Prizepicks. And in the last 10 games, he's hit 10 out of 10, and he's only hit under in 1 game without scoring a touchdown. So he just had a bad game, even though they won 56-14. But wow, look at that. Week 1, 6 touchdowns. That's insane. But yeah, good pick to take also if you want to be a little bit safer. But rush yards is such a fun pick to take nonetheless. I can't wait to watch him. Looks like he's been dropped like a little bit of yards, but that is totally fine with me. So yeah, if you guys don't want to take it, it's up to you, like I said. And then our 5th pick of the day, we're going to go with my second favorite running back, Cam Skattebo. Oh my goodness, this guy is literally a machine. And we're going to go over his fantasy score at 20.5. Look at the last 5 games. He's cashed this out easily. 4 out of 5 games. He played my team, BYU Cougars, ran all over them. Last week, played against Iowa State, who did beat Miami in the bowl game. They were actually pretty competitive, even when Cam Ward was in the game. And Cam Skattebo had 40.8 fantasy score. My goodness, that's double of what he is now. So yeah, really good line to take. I mean, Texas did allow Clemson 24 points. So if Cam Skattebo can get in the end zone at least once, that will help his fantasy score so much. But this guy's a beast. Rush and receiving, I mean, he's literally their whole offense. I do love Levitt as a quarterback. He's very good at rushing as well and can get some first downs. So all they need to do is keep moving that ball forward and keep the game somewhat close within 2 scores, and he should be able to hit this line. So I really like this pick here. Let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so an Outlier, Cam Skattebo, has hit this line 10 of 11 games. That's a 91% hit rate. His game high was 49.4 fantasy score versus Oklahoma State. If we want to go to his rush yards line, 2024, he has it over 7 of 12 games. So the fact that he hit the fantasy score, even when he hits a 58% of rushing, is insane. Let's go to rush and receiving, 67%. Go to touchdowns, 83%. That's the main reason why he's hitting the over, is because of his touchdowns. Even if he has low amount of touchdowns, we need him at least 1 touchdown to secure us this line. But more than that is plenty of what we can afford for this pick. So 20.5 is pretty low for Cam Skattebo if you look at how inflated these lines are. I would love to see him hit this, but as you guys will see, matchup reason might be a pick you might want to not consider just because Texas is ranked 11, but they did allow Clemson 24 points. So, like I said, among all these picks, it's really up to you with these picks. But if I'm going to be honest, out of these 5 so far, I like these first 3 the most, more than these two, just because of matchup reason. Those have more of a chance to hit. But let's go to our sixth pick of the day. It's going to be Dillon Gabriel. So I'm just making sure I'm hitting at least one pick on each game, so it's just fun to watch nonetheless. You have something to root for. And we're going to go with Dillon Gabriel over 19.5 fantasy score. I really like this pick here, as he does pass a ton of passing touchdowns, and he easily hit this line versus Ohio State in their head-to-head matchup this season. So let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so in 2024, Dillon Gabriel has hit over this line 11 of 13 games. It's an 85% hit rate. Now, they do play a lot of good teams. I mean, he did hit versus Boise State. That kept it close. He did hit versus Ohio State, 30.84 fantasy score. My goodness, man. That's crazy. So, absolutely solid pick here. Nonetheless, I really like this. Hitting the over 19.5 is super, super easy. Let's go to pass touchdowns. Look at that. 2 touchdowns, majority of games, even versus Ohio State and Boise State. So great pick. And he's hit at a very high rate for passing yards as well. So I know that Ohio State is ranked number 1 in passing yards allowed, but Dillon Gabriel absolutely balled out. 341 yards. It's going to be literally a shootout, and I cannot wait to watch that game. Also, guys, something that I missed about Ashton Jeanty that might make you consider taking this pick is against Oregon. I know they're ranked 33, so obviously ranked 7 Penn State versus a ranked 33 Oregon. He had 192 rush yards and kept it close, almost beat Oregon in the beginning of the season. We all know how dominant of a powerhouse Oregon is throughout the entire season, and the fact that he hit that line makes me feel a little bit more confident that Ashton Jeanty can hit over 128.5 rushing yards. So just letting you guys know, take what you like, mix and mingle what you want. If you put a power play of $100, you can win up to $2,950. Absolutely insane. So that's the maximum you can win with this bet with $100. And yeah, lock it in. Whatever you feel is best with the hit rates that I showed and matchup reason. That's what you got to consider when doing research. So yeah, make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on those notifications. I might be doing a Thursday night football game. I'm not sure, just because I posted this college football game early in the week. See if I have time. But I for sure will be posting a 4-man for NFL Sunday. It'll be the last season video. Very sad to see, but I promise you guys I will be posting for the NFL playoffs, and I cannot wait to watch that for sure, guaranteed. So be on the lookout for that. But anyways, guys, hope you guys have a great week. Let's cash out on majority of these picks, and good luck with your slips. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.